Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's 6 p.m. first pitch in the 2025 NCAA Division II Baseball Championship. We're at the West Regional. The host site, Northwest Nazarene University. We're at Vale Field on the NNU campus for a beautiful evening of baseball. Sunny, a few clouds floating around, about 68 degrees, and just a nice night for baseball. The visitors on the scoreboard will be Montana State Billings. They're the 5 seed. This is a loser out game as both teams are 1-1. Montana State Billings, led by head coach Derek Waddups in his 6th season, is 32-21. They're facing Point Loma Nazarene University, 38-17 overall. They're ranked as the 4th seed in the West and 25th in the latest Baseball Writers Association national poll. Point Loma is led by Justin James in his 7th year at the helm of the Sea Lions. Starting pitcher tonight is number 41, Brandon Jackal. Jackal is a 3.76 ERA. He's 8-3 on the year. He's got 14 appearances. 12 of them were starts. 64 2/3 innings under his belt. 51 strikeouts against 28 walks on the season. The other half of the battery for Point Loma is Tommy Molina, your catcher. Leading it off, the second baseman, Bodie Wright, for the Yellow Jackets. And the first pitch is fouled off for a strike at 5:59. Foul ball for strike 2. Bodie Wright in the first game today hit a home run in the bottom of the 9th, but Montana State Billings fell to the number 1 seed Nighthawks of Northwest Nazarene 10-6. Wright was 1 for 5 in the first game. He takes ball 1. So with that win, that means all 3 teams at the regional were 1-1, and the way a 3-team bracket works is the higher seed advances to the championship game. So Northwest Nazarene 1-1. They bounce to the championship game tomorrow against the winner of today's afternoon ball game. Hanging tough, 2-2 here for Wright. And he works up and away for strike 3. Zach Blazak steps in. Shortstop for Montana State Billings. He's been fun to watch this weekend with his defensive efforts. 376 on the year. Squares to bunt, drags it down the first base side. It's in no man's land, and he's safe for a base hit. Jackal did a nice job, but unfortunately Schwartz had taken a step or 2 in towards the ball, so made the timing tough, and then the speed of Blazek beats it out for a bunt base hit. Jack Naylor steps in, the first baseman for MSUB. 1 for 4 with a single in the first game, and he hits a hot shot to the third baseman. They'll get the first one, and Naylor's able to beat it out at first base. Great play by Rodriguez down at third. Caden Kirschenbaum steps in, the right fielder. 345 on the season. hit a home run, went 1 for 4 in game 1 today. First pitch fouled off. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Straight back for strike 2. And the lefty delivers outside, just outside, misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's a great pitcher's pitch right there. Doesn't get Kirschbaum to offer at it, but that's a pitch that's not going to hurt you. Kirschbaum's stats across there and misses in the same spot. 2 in a row for Jackal. 2-2. There he goes into the zone. Ball's lifted into center field. Mefford is back to make the play. And had a 1 bunt base hit, but no runs scored on the 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. So after the top of the first, Point Loma scores no runs. Excuse me, Billings scores no runs. Point Loma coming to bat. Here in the bottom of the first, Montana State Billings comes out with Sam Coxon, the starting pitcher today. 4.77 ERA, 11 appearances. They were all starts, and he's 7-3 on the year. 55 strikeouts against 27 walks. As he's gone 54 2/3 innings this season.
Leading off for the Sea Lions, shortstop, number 3, Matt Bernath.
So the first hitter to step in and face Coxon is Matt Bernath, the shortstop. 341. Hitter had a huge game yesterday against Northwest Nazarene, went 3 for 6 with 2 home runs. Excuse me, 1 home run and a hit, and he hit by pitch. Fouls off, strike 2. To fair ball, and the long throw across is good for Bledgy over to Naylor.
Batting, second baseman, number 12, Luke Reese.
This is a rematch of Game 1 in the regional that Montana State Billings won 15-7. And that was yesterday at 2 o'clock, which when you're in the midst of these regionals seems like an eternity ago. Up for ball 1. It was Luke Reese who had a huge game against NNU last night. 4 for 6 with 2 home runs, and that ball's down the right field line. It's foul, and it is caught. And that should surprise no one, as Kirschenbaum has been ranging that line all day long. There's a permanent dent in the fence down the bullpen line from when he went full body into it chasing a foul ball earlier today, and that time he was able to slide and get it before he hit the fence. So what a tremendous play. That ball's in the air. It's going out back to right field. Kirschenbaum's got a beat on it just inside the warning track, and he makes the catch, and Entrekin is retired. So in the bottom of the first, Point Loma goes down in order. After 1 complete, it's 0-0.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Leading off the top of the second for Montana State Billings, left-handed hitter, the center fielder, Ryan Jeffrey. 324, 43 RBIs, and 5 home runs. He takes a first pitch strike. And strike 2. Oh, 2 now on Jeffrey. Aggressive approach for Jackal. 0-2, he just goes right down Main Street with the fastball. Here's a more typical 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball down in the dirt. One and 2. Fouled off. Reset at 1 and 2. Breaking ball bounces outside. 2-2. Jeffrey second on the team in doubles. There's a ball to right center. Center fielder Mefferts drifting over and makes the grab.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 19, Riker Fortier.
Riker Fortier steps in, left fielder for Montana State. Fortier, 339. Takes first pitch fastball for a strike. Fortier 1 for 4 in the early game today. Had a single. And in game 1 against Point Loma, he was also 1 for 4 with a walk. That's a good piece of hitting with the pitch. He's going to go down and try to stretch it to 2. And he slides in, beats the throw for Fortier, hustles down the line.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Caden Bertram.
1 out, runner in scoring position for the designated hitter, Caden Bertram. Bertram was hit by a pitch, went 0 for 3 in game 1. And he takes fastball, strike 1. Outside, 1-1. And just a beautiful evening here in Nampa. If we're not here, the only other better place to be would be on the golf course somewhere. There's a fastball, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another good spot there, just outside. 2-2. Jackal at this point seems to be totally in command of his location. That's the 3rd time he's hit that spot, and he hit it twice against lefties on the outside of the other half of the plate when he wanted to. Count's full. Fly ball lifted into left field. Arriaga camped underneath it. Nope, he's going to get called off by Meffert, who took the angle all the way into left field, and they're having a discussion. Arriaga's like, what's the deal? So the second out of the inning brings up the catcher, number 5, Jarrett Elmer. Two down with the runner at second. Outside, ball 1. Just outside, 2-0. Same spot again, 3 balls, no strikes. There he gets it. Runs it an inch or two back off onto the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jackal's just nibbling at that outside corner. There it is again. It's lifted this time into left field. We'll see if Meffert comes and takes that one away. But nope. He leaves Arriaga alone. And he makes the grab to retire the side.
Top half of the second inning. No runs.
In the top half, no runs, 1 hit,
One left on base.
no errors, and 1 man left on base. The score still remains 0-0. We'll be back. In the bottom of the second, Josiah Rodriguez will lead it off for the Sea Lions. One for 4 last night for Rodriguez, base hit. He did score 3 runs, and he was hit by a pitch and walked twice. There he swings through, strike 2. Ball's down, 1-2. Count stays 1-2. Ball's up. He drops the bat. And a called third strike
Now batting
for the first out of the inning.
Noah Meffert.
Noah Meffert steps in. Meffert's the center fielder. He's a 3rd team all-conference selection in the Pacific West Conference. He takes ball 1. Meffert, another one of the players that hit 2 home runs yesterday. Ball is foul down the third base line. He was 3 for 6. Had a great game. Not as much excitement with fly balls today. The wind is down compared to the way it was yesterday. We were talking yesterday after the game that irregardless of the wind, I only think of the, I believe, 5 for Point Loma and 2 or 3 for NNU. I believe only 2 of those were wind dated. The rest of them were legit. Wouldn't matter. Oh, nice at bat. That ball's in the right center gap, but hustling over for it is Kirschenbaum, and he'll make the catch in the right center field gap. Jake Schwartz steps in, the first baseman. He singled yesterday and went 1-4-5. Pitches in for strike one. That ball's well hit into the left center field gap, and it is. Did he catch that? Yes, he did. Holy cow. Fortier. My goodness. Laid out into the warning track over his right shoulder with the glove. Here it is on the replay. Let's get the camera angle. Oh, we just missed the camera angle. Oh, here we go. There it is. Here he is laying out. Oh, my goodness. And you see the umpire out there, Talon Green, had hustled out to halfway into the outfield to make that call. What a tremendous play. That ends the inning. We're tied at 0. Leading off the top of the third, Parker Bledgy. Press box is still talking about what an awesome catch that was out in left field by Fortier. First strike. He's working over that outside corner. That ball is away for the swing and the miss strikeout. Second strikeout for Jackal. Bodie Wright, the leadoff hitter, steps in, takes ball one. Two strikeouts, no walks so far for Jackal. Fouled back, 2-1. In the other half of the West Region bracket, the score is in. Westmont defeats Cal State Monterey Bay 8-1. That ball's hit into left field directly at Arriaga for the second out of the inning. Zach Blazak steps up for base hit bunt in the first, the shortstop. So that sets up a championship game tomorrow, set for, looks like 11 a.m. Pacific time, as Cal State Monterey Bay was 1-1, and now Westmont's 2-0. So Monterey Bay would have to defeat Westmont twice tomorrow on that half to earn the bid to the Super Regional, which will be the winner. They'll face the winner of tomorrow's game between NNU and the winner of this contest. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blazak now at 378. All of the statistics that you're seeing on the screen are live stats updated basically after each pitch. As you see the batting averages moving around and the ERA moving around. Another fastball on the outside half, fouled back, 2-2. In that top half, in the other half, the bottom half of the bracket, that's actually at Westmont. Ball's outside, 3-2 now. In game, San Francisco State is the team that lost their first two games and was 2-out as Monterey Bay beat them 7-3, and then Westmont beat them 3-2. There's a ball pulled in between first and second for a single. And Blazak's on and 2 for 2 tonight. Jack Naylor steps in. First baseman reached on a fielder's choice in the first. So after, in a 3-team bracket, when someone goes 0-2, then it just sets up a best 2 out of 3 series between the two teams that have won a game. So in essence, that's what happened today is Westmont won the first game of that 2 out of 3. The 3-team bracket is so confusing, it's like you just keep trying to figure out ways to explain it. Ball's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another ball hit to right field, slicing towards the line, but there for it is May, and he makes the grab. So in the top of the third, there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 2.5, we're still tied at 0.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
In the bottom of the third, right fielder Owen May will lead it off. 2 hits in yesterday's ball game. A single and a double. Also plated a run on a sac fly. That ball's hit in the right center gap, and that's going to be down. And he'll hustle back to first after taking a nice wide turn just to make sure. Catcher Tommy Molina steps in. He's 1 for 3 against NNU. Had a double, an RBI double in the 4th. We'll see what Point Loma, Coach James' strategy is if we're going to play small ball here early. And it was a hit and run. So, kinda. But Molina did his job. It was foul down the right field line as May was immediately in motion. So, 0-1. Still a chance to move runners if that's the choice. This game right now looks like 1 run's going to be a number. That ball's inside. 1-1. Some ball games you're not excited about 1 run, but right now I think it would mean a lot. Runners in motion again, another hit and run. Now Molina will be up to himself to get it done at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on the way, and they did it again. 2-strike hit and run. Tommy Molina with the execution. Man, you got to have a lot of trust in your hitter to do that. And good for him. He moves the runner to third base on a picture-perfect hit and run. You saw Wright vacate, headed to second base, and Molina did his job. Aiden Arriaga steps in, the left fielder. But we're going to have an offensive timeout first by Coach Justin James. Like we talked about, 1 run right now is important because you have no idea how the game is going to play itself out. And early in the game, you can play what we used to refer to as a National League baseball style ball game. So after the strategy timeout, there's no outs, runners at the corner for Point Loma. The first real threat either team has produced. It's the first time a runner in this ball game has reached third base. Arriaga, he takes strike 1. So this is probably the action pitch right here. Small lead at first base. Nope, ball's outside. Was not a pitch out, but almost had the same effect. 1-1. Down at first base, Molina has a very small lead, not drawing any attention to himself. Nope, ball's down, gets away, but close enough for Elmer to keep his eyes on the runner and then pick it up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Molina 1 step farther off the bag this time. The pitch to swing, it's up the middle, it's a base hit. Molina stops at second base. And an RBI for Aiden Arriaga as the ground ball up the middle scores a run. So 3 hits in a row brings the top of the order, Matt Bernath, up, the shortstop. Runners at first and second. There are no outs. Bernath squares around for the sacrifice. He keeps his bat out. He does. He lays it down, and he executes perfectly as Coxon comes off the mound and throws him out at first base.
Now batting second base for number 12, Luke Reese.
So the first out of the inning is the sacrifice on a job well done by Matt Bernath. That brings up Luke Reese, who was the victim of a tremendous catch by Kirschenbaum in the first inning down the right field line. Runners in scoring position now as he takes high ball 1. 1 run on the board now for Point Loma. And swing and a miss for strike 1. Hit him on the arm. And Reese will hustle down to first base to load the bases. Jake Intrican steps in, the 3-time first teamer, but not before time is called, and we're going to have a visit to the mound by the MSUB coaching staff. Jake Intrican a lot to say about him, a 3-time first team all-conference selection. That's the first time that's happened at Point Loma. He came into the regional hitting .419. He's now at .418 as he went 1 for 5 in the first game. And then yesterday against NNU, hit 2 home runs, a single hit by a pitch. 3 for 5 yesterday. So bases juiced, and the guy that Point Loma probably wants up to bat is here in your number 3 hitter. He takes fastball up. Down the middle, it's a ground ball to the second baseman. He bobbles it. He's going to come over and get 1. So they get the second out of the inning. They were hoping for 2, but
Third baseman, number 16, Josiah Rodriguez.
runners now at second and third. That ball's hit into right field. Coming in is Kirschenbaum, and he makes the grab. So Kirschenbaum's catch ends the inning. 2 runs on the board for Point Loma on 3 hits. There were no errors with 2 men left on base. So after 3 complete, Point Loma leads it 2-0. Caden Kirschenbaum leads off the top of the fourth for Montana State Billings. I don't know Kirschenbaum's background, but he seems like the kid that you wanted on every Little League team. After watching him, the way he plays the outfield and how he operates in general. My guess is there were dads manipulating a draft to get him on their team. There's a high fly ball into left field. Camped under it and makes the grab is Arriaga.
Now batting center fielder, number 6, Ryan Jeffrey.
Center fielder Ryan Jeffrey steps in. Fly ball to center field in the second inning. Have an equipment malfunction. Mask change for Molina. First pitch, foul ball for strike one. Curveball in for strike two. Jackal set him up there. That's the first time we've seen that pitch against a lefty right there. There's a swing and a miss. Ball was loose, so the throw down. So that'll be a strikeout with an assist to Molina for the second out of the inning. That's the third strikeout for Jackal. First pitch strike to Fortier. Fortier doubled down the right field line in the second with a great piece of hitting. Went with an outside pitch. There's strike two, fastball on the inside half. Curveball in the dirt, good 0-2 pitch, 1-2. Jackal's picked up his pace a little as well. That ball's outside, 2-2. And that ball singled into left field. Got himself a fastball, a little up in the zone. Line drive into left field. Fortier is 2 for 2. Designated hitter Caden Bertram steps in. Fly ball to center in the second. Now with 2 outs. He's got Fortier over at first. Inside for ball 1. Jackal pretty consistently works from the far first base side of the pitching rubber. So fastball to the shortstop with the flip over to second base. It's Bernath to Reese to retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors with 1 runner left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Right now, there has not been any schedule change tomorrow. The game is set for a 6 p.m. Mountain Time first pitch. As everyone is a amateur weathercaster now, right, with all of our apps and everything, it does look like that 6 o'clock time slot is the best chance to dodge the rain showers that are supposed to be all over the valley tomorrow. Tonight, a front is moving in, and at least last time I looked at my weather app, it was about a 50% chance throughout the entire day. But there's a window in the evening, so which is not uncommon here in the Treasure Valley. There's a lot of times it'll rain throughout the day, and then it seems like the evening it clears up. The only time it's the opposite in the summer when we get thunderstorms in the afternoon when the heat's here. First pitch in for a strike on Noah Meffert, the center fielder. He hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. Ball's down. We're going to ask for an appeal. Home plate umpire Denver Duberville. Down to the first base umpire Cody Allenbrand. Out at second base, Talon Green. And at third base, Tyler Schmidt. There's a curveball fouled off into the bullpen. Since this is game 4 of the regional, now all 4 of the umpires have either worked or are working a game behind the plate as they've rotated all the way around the diamond. Congratulations to those 4 for being selected for postseason play. I think through 3 games and 3.5 innings, we've only had one time a coach has come out of the dugout to have a discussion with an umpire. Oh, and there's a hit by pitch. Breaking ball stayed up, and Meffert will hustle down to first base.
Number 22, Jake Schwartz.
Jake Schwartz steps in after the hit by pitch. The first baseman flew out to left field in the second. Called strike 1. Point Loma, part of the crowd didn't like it. Thought it was up. But it was a breaking ball. There's a fastball in for strike 2. 0-2 now on Schwartz. He goes the other way with it. A diving catch. Attempt by Blazik, but it was not in time as Meffert had hustled down.
Number 4, Owen May.
So a base hit for Schwartz to the backhand side of the shortstop. That would have been in a way above average play if he was able to get that. So an infield hit for Schwartz. Owen May now steps in. He turns and he bunts, and he produces the sacrifice as Elmer hustles out from behind the plate and throws him out at first base. So runners advance on the sac bunt
Now batting the catcher, number 30, Tommy Molina.
for the first out of the inning. Tommy Molina steps in. He hit a single in the single in the third. Takes ball 1 up. One out now. Runners at second and third for Molina. He fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coxon disengages from the rubber. Resets. Fastball on the outside for strike 2 swinging. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Molina goes down swinging.
Now batting left fielder number 1, Aiden Arriaga.
Aiden Arriaga steps in, the left fielder. He singled and brought in an RBI in the third. The redshirt sophomore is a lefty at the plate. Indio, California, played at College of the Desert. Takes for ball 1 outside. 277 on the year. It's a foul ball in the box. Bounced up and hit him. Called strike 1 and 2. Ball's down 2-2. Fly ball into shallow right field. Second baseman is back, and Wright makes the grab. So the pop up to shallow right field. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. They keep Point Loma off the board in the bottom of the 4th. The Sea Lions continue to lead 2-0.
Now batting the catcher number 5, Garrett Elmer.
Leading off the top of the 5th, Montana State Billings catcher Jarrett Elmer will lead it off. He swings at the first pitch. It's a high fly ball into left center field. And Arriaga makes the grab.
Third baseman, number 2, Parker Bledgy.
Parker Bledgy steps in. Swings at the first pitch. It's to straightaway center field. This time Meffert's there, and he takes care of it.
Now batting the second baseman, number 16, Bodie Wright.
So 2 pitches, 2 outs. Will we see the ever elusive 3-pitch inning? And the answer is no, as he swings through for strike 1. And that's strike 2. And a ground ball. It's a short infield chopper, and it's a base hit for Bodie Wright on the infield.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Zach.
High hopper. Zach Blazak steps up. 2 for 2 today. A bunt for a base hit in the first, and a single in the right field in the third. Wants to make sure that Wright is going to stay where he is at first base. First pitch to Blazak is a foul ball. Ball's outside. Montana State Billings has quite a sizable contingent here, which is understandable, seeing as how you can. It's a little bit closer of a drive. People don't realize it's a solid 9 hours to drive to Billings. Speaking from experience, having done that drive. Two-one pitch, swing through, 2-2. However, there are quite a few Point Loma alums that live here in Nampa, with Point Loma Nazarene being a sister school to Northwest Nazarene. A lot of retired people that went to Point Loma live in Nampa and the Treasure Valley. As I watch several retired gentlemen that I know who have lived here for a long time walk in yesterday with their Point Loma t-shirts on. There's another foul ball to the left side. Count stays 2-2. It used to be you could retire and move up here and the cost of living would be a lot cheaper. So a lot of California folks. Oh, there's a ball hooked into right field for a base hit. What a great at-bat for Blazak. So back-to-back hits with 2 outs. "20 years ago, there was quite a movement of folks that would leave that San Diego area and move up here, but now the cost of living is increased dramatically in Idaho. So there are no cheap houses and there is no cheap land here anymore. Outside for ball 1. This is the first baseman, Jack Naylor, 383 on the year. Naylor today reached on a fielder's choice and hit a fly ball to right field. That ball's fouled off down the line, 1-1. Fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caught the glove, I think, of Molina. And then ricocheted to the screen. Ball's outside, 2-2. Naylor's a 6-foot junior. Has spent his whole career at Montana State Billings. He's out of Gresham High School in Gresham, Oregon. There's a ball hit hard to the second baseman. He's going to flip it to the shortstop over to Bernath, and they beat the runner as Blazak had hustled down and made it a bang-bang play for the 3rd out of the inning. But Montana State Billings scores no runs. They got 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Moving into the bottom of the 5th. Point Loma is back to the top of the order. Shortstop Matt Bernath will step in. 0 for 1 today. Executed a very nice sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. He takes strike 1. Ball down, 1-1. Up and away, 2-1. Bernath is a freshman from Riverside, California. He's had a tremendous year for a first-year player. 2nd team all-conference selection. Fouls it off, moves the count to 3-2. Again with the foul ball, and it sneaks out of play. Field will reset again here with a full count. This time it's going to be in play. And the pitcher calls off Elmer and makes the grab himself.
Now batting second baseman, number 12, Luke Reese.
In fair territory. Luke Reese steps in, hit by a pitch in the third. Hit a fly ball to right field in the first. Foul tip for strike one. Fly ball to center field, going back all the way to the wall. It's off the wall. And that's a double for Luke Reese. Took it all the way to the center field wall. That ball had a little bit of giddy up in it. Jake Intrikin steps in, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 today. Inside, ball one. Fastball for strike one. 1-1. There's a ball up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Bernath, thrown across. Excuse me, by Blazak, thrown across to Naylor.
Number 16, Josiah Rodriguez.
And moves the runner over to third base. 2 down now in the bottom of the fifth for Josiah Rodriguez. Blazak with another nice routine play there on the ground ball. Rodriguez 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball to right field. Fouls off a fastball, 1-1. Josiah Rodriguez, another freshman out of South San Francisco, California. Takes high, ball 2, 2-1. Strike 2 on the outside half of the plate. 2-2. Curveball singled up the middle, and Rodriguez has himself an RBI single with 2 outs.
Now batting the center fielder, number 15, Noah Mefford.
Noah Mefford steps in, 0 for 1 in the ball game, the center fielder. 339 on the year. Mefford's a junior from Coopville, Washington. Transferred down to Point Loma after playing at George Fox. That's a move from Division III to Division II. Coxon goes over to Naylor, keeping Rodriguez in check at first base. Two and 0. Foul ball. Fastball on the outside half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another pickoff. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. As Meffert should see a pretty good pitch to hit here. And he does. He hits a fastball straight up the middle. It's going to drop in and move Rodriguez to second base.
First baseman, number 22, Jake Schwartz.
Jake Schwartz steps in, 1 for 2. "73 pitches now delivered by Coxon. Up for ball 1. Just outside, 2 and 0. Fly ball to dead center field, going back on it. Oh, and it gets over the head of Jeffrey. And that stand-up double will score 2 runs with 2 outs. And that's a tough play for Jeffrey as he's on the warning track trying to get to the wall. Looked like the ball just went just to the side of his glove, but can't give a guy an error on that as he's battling the warning track and the wall and the baseball all at the same time. So a 2-run double for Schwartz. Elmer out to the mound to talk to Coxon. Owen May will step in, the right fielder. All this has happened with 2 outs. That ball's hit to right field. But Kirschenbaum has to take 1 step and then makes the grab.
Bottom of the 5th. 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors. 2 men left.
So in the bottom of the 5th, Point Loma scores 3 runs on 4 hits. And they do leave 1 runner left on base after 5 complete. Your score: Point Loma 5, Montana State Billings 0.
Number 29, Caden Kirschenbaum.
Caden Kirschenbaum will lead it off, the right fielder. 0 for 2 today in this second game. 2 fly ball outs in game 1. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. Rodriguez throws it across to Schwartz.
Now batting center field, number 6, Ryan Jeffrey.
Ryan Jeffrey steps up, also 0 for 2. Fly ball to the center fielder in the second, and a strikeout in the fourth. First pitch outside, ball 1. Just missed outside. 2-0. Same spot. 3-0. There, he worked it in another couple inches to catch the outside corner. 3-1. That ball's down the line. Looks like it might stay fair. And it is a foul ball. So just sliced foul. Arriaga gave it a good effort. So we'll come back with a full count here as Jeffrey and Jackal face off. Chopper foul. 3-2. There's a called third strike as Jackal paints the outside corner.
Now batting left fielder, number 19, Riker Portier.
For strikeout number 4 of the ball game. Riker Fortier steps in. He's 2 for 2. He doubled in the second and singled in the fourth. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Ball 1. 1-1 now to Fortier. Riker Fortier 1 for 4 in the opening game today. In the win against Point Loma yesterday morning, 1 for 4 with a walk as well, and now he singles up the middle.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 25, Caden Bertram.
Caden Bertram steps in, designated hitter. 0 for 2. Fly ball to center field, reached on a fielder's choice. Good battle there with Fortier, and he wins it with the single up the middle. He takes ball 1. Two and 0. And that ball hit him inside.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Jarrett Elmer.
2 outs brings Jarrett Elmer to the plate. That was the 94th pitch delivered by Jackal. Looks like that's it as the dugout is up, and he'll get a nice round of applause for a job well done. And he scattered 8 hits
Christian Williams.
in his effort and held Montana State Billings scoreless. So a nice job by Brandon Jackal. Christian Williams coming in to pitch for Point Loma, 6'3" senior out of Clovis, California, went to Fresno Community College. You can see his stats on the screen, a 5.31 ERA, 1-2 record, 20 1/3 innings pitched. He's had 17 appearances this year, all in relief. He's worked 20 1/3 innings. I think I already said that. Sorry about that. Don't mean to repeat myself to you. The righty will get himself loose. He'll face the catcher, Jarrett Elmer. Elmer 0 for 2 with a pair of fly balls to left field. Closing the book on Jackal, he's responsible for both base runners, Fortier and Bertram. Elmer steps in. First and second, 2 outs. First pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. One and one. One ball, 2 strikes. Ball down, 2-2. Ball low, full count now, 3-2 against Elmer. Runners on the way, and a called third strike. And Christian Williams comes in and does his job.
Top half, the sixth inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, 2 men left. Score remains 5-0.
So no runs, one hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for Montana State Billings. They're in the top of the 6th. And we'll be back as Point Loma continues to lead 5-0. Into the bottom of the 6th, the pitching change for Montana State Billings. Number 15, Hayden Mullins, is taking the mound, a 5-3 record with a 2.89
The bottom of the 6th inning.
ERA, 43 2/3 innings pitched. Mullins was in action against Point Loma in Game 1 yesterday. He pitched the 8th inning, gave up 3 hits, as Point Loma touched him for 2 runs. So they have seen Mullins. First pitch inside for ball 1. Tommy Molina, the catcher, is 1 for 2 with a single in the 3rd. Up 2-0. This is Mullins' 20th appearance on the season. Three and 0 to Molina. In for strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike. And the count's full. And ball 4. Billings crowd didn't like it. Molina down at first base brings up Aiden Arriaga, the left fielder. Arriaga squares around for the sacrifice. Here comes as Bludgy came in. Real close. Arriaga's going to have to look to put that down the first base line. Fouls it off for strike one. And he fouls off the second pitch. Elmer took off for that foul ball so quick he collided with home plate umpire Denver Duberville. Looks like they went kind of mask to mask there. 2-strike pitch is fouled off the screen and back onto the field. Oh, 2 count. Outside, 1-2. Inside, wild pitch goes to the screen. That allows Molina to advance to second base. Arriaga fights it off, stays alive. 2-2. And Mullins wins the battle as he comes back for the strikeout.
Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Matt Bernath.
With one out, we move back to the top of the order for the Sea Lions. Shortstop Matt Bernath, 0 for 2 today. Pitch is up for ball one. One and one. Ground ball sharply hit to the second baseman. Right. Fields it cleanly over to Nealer for the second out of the inning. Molina will move to third. With 2 down, Luke Reese comes to the plate. Reese 1 for 2. Had a double in the 5th and then scored. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd and also scored. He takes ball one. Ball's high fly ball down the right field line. And, oh, Kirschenbaum had it on his glove but then ran into the fence. Another section of the fence that has fallen victim to Caden Kirschenbaum. I think if Kirschenbaum played his home games here, we'd just take that fence down. Because by the time the season would be over, it would be bent in every section. He has no quit in him at all. Ball's up, 2-1. And that is said entirely as a compliment to Kirschenbaum. However, as a guy who recently had a hip replacement, I think maybe his style of play may be subject to some joint replacements in his 50s. I know a guy. Pitch is down and away, full count, 3-2. And they get him on the outside fastball pop-up. Naylor's there to make the grab in foul territory and retire the inning. So in the bottom of the sixth, no runs are scored. No runs. There was one walk. No errors, and that one man left on base. After 6 complete, Point Loma 5, Montana State 0.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you? Being a champion takes
We've been watching discussion, and you can see it on your screen. There we go. That there's been discussion, and it appears that both benches have been warned. And after the end of the inning, Point Loma coach Justin James came out to talk with the umpires, and then they went into a huddle together and then came out and warned both benches. So James asked for a conference, and it came back, and they both get warned. We're going to send some folks down to get some inside reporting if we can. Meanwhile, leading it off, Parker Bledgy with a single to left field. What we think caused the discussion was as Naylor was making the catch in foul territory, someone yelled pretty loud, like to try and distract him. And then my guess is that after that, now this is just speculation, but my guess is after that happened, someone on the opposite team just may have said some type of pleasantry, of course, probably complimenting him on such a nice catch. Or maybe not. 1-1. Either way, it resulted in a warning to both benches. Top of the order here with Bodie Wright. Second baseman fouls it off. Wright is 1 for 3 today. Singled in the fifth. Point Loma looks to turn it over, and they do, as they go Rodriguez to Reese to Swartz for the double play. Zach Blazak steps in. 3 for 3 today. 2 base hits to right field, and he had a base hit via the bunt in the first inning. One and one. Blazak's a senior from Park City, Utah. Played at Salt Lake Community College before transferring to Montana State Billings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off the end of the bat, back to the screen. And that ball's lifted into left field. It's going to be right on the foul line. Oh, he hustles in, and that is a tremendous catch made by Arriaga down the line. You saw him slide out, cradle it home. Here's the replay. As Arriaga got a jump on it. Here, it'll be nice. Slides down, makes the grab. Third base umpire Tyler Schmidt all over it. And that retires Montana State Billings in order in the top of the 7th. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. We'll be back.
The 7th inning. Designated hitter number 17, Jake Intrikin.
Bottom of the 7th for Point Loma. Jake Intrikin, the designated hitter, will step in. He's 0 for 3 in today's ball game. Hayden Mullins remains on the hill and delivers first pitch inside for ball 1. Breaking ball in for the swinging miss. 1-1. Soft line drive to Blazek at shortstop. Retires Intrikin.
Number 16, Josiah Rodriguez.
Josiah Rodriguez steps in. He's 1 for 3. RBI single in the 5th and then scored himself. In for a first pitch strike. Fouls off. The pitch, 0-2 now on Rodriguez. Sharply hit ball. Blazek makes the pickup and then throws it across to Naylor.
Now batting the center field, number 15, Noah Medford.
Noah Meffert steps in. The center fielder is 1 for 2, hit by a pitch in the 4th, and then singled and then scored in the 5th. One and one. Inside fastball fought off for the foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two. Outside, counts full now. And he chases the pitch high. And Mullins is fired up as he gets the strikeout to end the inning. And he should be. That was a good pitch. Point Loma goes down in order in the bottom of the 7th. After 7 complete, Point Loma 5, Billings 0.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
In the top of the 8th, first baseman Jack Naylor will lead it off. 0 for 3 today. Twice reached on fielder's choices with a fly ball to right field in the 3rd. Swing and a miss for the strike. Ball down, 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball to the second baseman. Reese makes the play over to Swartz for the first out of the inning. Caden Kirschenbaum steps in, the right fielder, 0 for 3 today. Swing and miss on strike 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Ball's down. The appeal, no. And the strikeout for Williams. Ryan Jeffrey steps in. Ball outside, 1-0. Fouled down the right field line. There's a ground ball again to the second baseman. He'll come over, make the grab, and throw it sidearm across. Billings goes down in order in the top of the 8th. And the score remains 5-0 Point Loma.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We go to the bottom of the 8th. Jake Schwartz will lead it off for Point Loma, the first baseman. He's 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. The double in the 5th. Saw him pick up 2 RBIs as that ball went off the wall in center field. takes ball 1 down. Just missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. (3-0) now. And a 4-pitch walk to Schwartz.
Now batting right field, number 4, Owen May.
Owen May steps in, the right fielder. 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd and then scored a run. Executed a nice sacrifice in the 4th on the bunt. And then a fly ball to right field. Offensive conference called, timeout. So, having a discussion about where dinner might be after the game. Coach says, no, don't want pizza again, so. Assistant coach says, I want to go somewhere with real silverware. So, that's the question there. But in all seriousness, leading 5-0, it is in college baseball between aluminum bats and getting deep in the bullpen at this point in the tournament. After coming off the conference tournaments, 5 runs is really not, doesn't make you just sit back, you know, hence the meeting and the concentration here. They throw it over softly just to make sure that Schwartz wasn't going on first movement. He does not square around. So I tell you how much confidence Coach James has. I mean, he hit and ran Molina with 2 strikes. So my guess is that he feels like May can handle the bat as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Schwartz head out now with 1-1 to see a hit and run put in play. Ball is hit down the right field line. That is going to drop foul. Just inside of the bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on May. That ball is lifted into the shallow outfield. Hustling in and making the grab is Kirschenbaum.
Now batting, the catcher, number 30, Tommy Molina.
Here is Tommy Molina, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game and walked in his most recent at bat in the 6th. Mullins again throwing over to first base. Schwartz with a conservative lead. Ball's down for the 1-0 count. And that was the hit and run again as Molina fought it off. As good as Molina is with the bat, I would be tempted if I was Billings to send Blasek over to second base to cover the steal. Nope, that's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So we'll see if MSUB makes an adjustment on the coverage for the hit and run, because Molina has been successful going to the right side. In there for strike 2. 2-2. This time he pulls it to the shortstop. There's the flip over to first, and they twist it for the double play to end the inning. They go 6-4-3 on the ground ball double play, and we'll go to the 9th with Point Loma ahead 5-0.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Leading off the top of the 9th for Montana State Billings, Riker Fortier. Defensive substitution for the Sea Lions. First pitch strike, as 2 things have happened for Point Loma. Tanner Forbes is now in left field as a defensive substitution. And then the new pitcher is Michael Sarhat. Ball lifted into center field. There to make the catch is Mefford for the first out of the inning.
Designated hitter, number 25, Caden Bertrand.
Sarhat has a 3.23 ERA. He's had 19 appearances, all in relief. A 2-1 record and 30 2/3 innings. Sarhat also has actually has 3 saves. Christian Williams is the team leader with 8 saves. So we've seen the top 2 closers here for Point Loma in this ball game. That ball's lifted straight away center field. It's going to be a sprint in, and he's under it and has the ball again is Meffert. So
And the catcher, number 5, Jarrett Aylmer.
Montana State Billings down to their last out.
Correction, Cole Ayala, number 26.
Pinch hitter for Montana State Billings, Cole Ayala, 5'10 sophomore out of Fortuna, California, will step in to pitch hit for Jarrett Elmer. Fouls it back, 0-2. As Sarhat works ahead. Ball's down, 1-2. Sarhat's a big kid, 6'6" senior out of Belmont, California. Played at the University of Nevada. He's definitely throwing downhill. There's a fastball up in the air into foul territory. Over to take a look is Schwartz, but it's in the bullpen. And so is he in the bullpen. And there's a called third strike that ends the ball game. The curveball froze him. And Point Loma picks up the 5-0 win and advances to the West Region Regional Championship game tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Point Loma will face off against Northwest Nazarene. It is a winner-take-all ball game as both teams have a loss, and everyone was 1-1 coming into this ball game. So it'll be one game for all the marbles to move on to the Super Regional, where they will either face Westmont or Cal State University Monterey Bay. Down in the bottom half of the West Region bracket, Westmont's taken a 1-0 lead in that best 2 out of 3 series, as Westmont won 8-1 earlier this afternoon. So the final score, Point Loma 5, Montana State Billings 0. Montana State Billings ends their season 33-22 overall. They earned the 5 seed in the West Region. So congratulations to Coach Derek Waddups on a successful season, as they finished second in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference and earned the at-large bid to the NCAA Regionals. Point Loma improves to 39-17 overall. They are the 4th seed in the West, the 25th seed nationally. They will take on Northwest Nazarene tomorrow at 6 o'clock. NNU, the top seed in the West Region and the 8th-ranked team in the nation. So for Josh Burkholder here at NNU and his entire crew, I'm Craig Stensgaard. Please join us tomorrow night at 6 p.m. right back here at Vale Field. Have a great night.